Good afternoon. Welcome to Mike and the Hoss on Wolfeboro Community Television. I'm Mike Danais.
And I'm Charlie Hossack.
Coach, we got a ton of stuff. You texted me earlier that we need an hour today.
I know. We got a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't know if our viewers know this, but we weren't able to film yesterday because I was under the weather, which was perfect because a lot of stuff went down last night with the Red Sox.
A lot of stuff went down.
So it was amazing.
I'm looking forward to talking about the Red Sox, but let's start with some Kingswood stuff.
Absolutely.
I thought this week we'd lead off with girls hockey.
Yeah, okay. That sounds good. So I've been to a lot of games over the past week or so. The Lady Knights traveled to Concord, who's the #1 seed. Although they didn't win the game, they actually played quite well. And a shout out to Ella Savage. She faced 31 shots, which was fantastic, and Abby Kelly scored the lone goal for the Knights. Before I talk any more about hockey, the team last night, I was at the game last night, they played down in Hooksett, they played against Bishop Brady, but the girls are huge fans of Mike and the Hoss. And they
Bishop Brady girls?
Not the Bishop Brady girls. That would be awesome. The Kingswood girls. And they had commented before the game, make sure you mention us on Mike and the Hoss. So okay. I said, I certainly would. I said, we do every week anyway, but just so you know, most, if not all of those girls watch the show. Well,
and I don't think it's just the girls teams. I think the other teams are watching also because they like to hear their name being mentioned.
Yeah.
Just like, kids, professional athletes watch SportsCenter and want to see their highlights. At some point, we've got to get our executive producer to allow us to do highlights.
Oh my gosh, that would be phenomenal.
If he's willing to
and I think we should go on record too as saying I'd like to get more athletes on our show. Let's just bring them in. It's great having the kids here.
Yep.
So we'll make a kind of an effort to do that. But getting back to girls hockey, currently as we're doing the show right now, they're actually playing Pinkerton, and then they travel this week on Saturday. They travel to Keene. So it's a big week of a lot of travel. It's exciting. The team overall, we've talked. They get better each week. Last night was difficult because Ella Savage suffered an injury, and hopefully she's going to be fine. And Abby Kelly had a little reoccurring back issue.
Okay. Abby's back is hurt, bothered her in the past.
Yeah, so hopefully that's just going to be a minor blip. We didn't have Alex Drea, our trainer, there last night, so hopefully Alex worked a little magic today before they had it.
Do you know if they were playing, if both girls were playing?
I didn't have an update. It was going to be, game time decision.
Okay.
So if Ella isn't able to play in net tonight, I know that the backup goalie is Aaron Meyer.
Yeah.
Aaron Meyer. So that's exciting. So we can get all those details next week. I did want to mention, though, this Friday night, so you'll be seeing the show. Please come out to and support the girls. We have vendor bingo at the high school. That starts at 5:30. Lots of delicious food and donations and helping to support the program. So watch the show, and then please come over to the high school and enjoy vendor bingo.
Okay. The boys hockey team had 2 games since we last taped. They had an overtime win against Winnacunnet, 4-3, which was really exciting at the pop. I don't know, did you make that one?
No, I did not. No.
That was exciting. Anytime you win, an overtime game, especially at this age, it was Nick Potenza had the winner.
I was going to say, he had the tying goal.
He had the tying goal and the winner.
And then the winner.
From Will Danais, I might say.
Will
nice
Danais,
pass, nice setup, yep.
Has Will got his 100 points already?
No, not quite yet. And then they had a tough loss to a good St. Thomas team on Saturday, 3-2.
Yeah.
And it was interesting that all that scoring happened in the first
period.
Yep, first period, and then it was dry the rest of the game. Kingswood had their chances. St. Thomas has been up and down this year. They've beaten the top teams, and they've lost to some of the middle-order teams.
Right.
But they're going to be there at the end. We know about St. Thomas.
We know. Yeah.
The boys hockey team, similar to the girls hockey team, they've got some numbers issues going on right now.
Yeah.
A few injuries that have been happening, some collarbones that were broken, and
we're not. Sorry. People are thinking we're going to be laughing over broken collarbones.
No.
One of the guys here, Jonathan Bean, out there works on the show, so we encourage him every week to return to the ice.
Yes, we do.
So we love you, Jonathan.
They could use him. But the flu is running through the team. There's been some groin issues, so they were down to 10 skaters. And And they play tonight. After we get done here, we're going to that game.
Yep.
And they have Goffstown, which is the #1 team at this point, I believe. And they're going to be tackling them with 10 skaters. Goffstown is probably going to have 18 skaters.
Right.
They're probably going to go 4 lines deep.
Yep.
And it's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
It really is a lot to ask.
They're going to potentially wear them down.
They can, and that's what St. Thomas did.
Yeah.
And I think the effort that Kingswood made against St. Thomas was incredible.
Yeah.
That it was physical. It was dirty. St. Thomas had a game plan that they were going to chip away at the Kingswood kids and make it a physical game. And the Kingswood boys hung in there until the end. Had a few chances at the end too,
right?
To tie it up. So it was good. They got a lot. They got to get some players back.
Right. So that's tonight, and then I'm coming down. Obviously, I'm going to get there tonight, but Saturday, the Saturday game that's down.
That's Somersworth.
Playing Somersworth, yeah.
And that is Somersworth also has been a little bit all over the place, but I think that's going to be a must-win for the boys. If they want to make the playoffs, they're going to have to beat the Somersworths. Mm-hmm. They played Somersworth in the Kennett Christmas tournament, and they lost to them. It was 5-2, but Somersworth didn't impress me that much. I thought that they were a very beatable team.
Good.
So we'll see what happens. Moving on to basketball. Matt Place had predicted a win.
Well, yeah, he predicted the next 10 wins.
Okay.
And he's been successful because they've won 2 in a row.
Okay.
So Matt Place, this boy knows basketball.
Nostradamus.
He is Matt Place Nostradamus of Kingswood.
So they're 4-6. I think that the Knights are probably going to have to get to at least 8 wins to be a playoff team.
Yeah, it was interesting looking at the standings, and you've got some... You get some undefeated teams. Your Hanover's undefeated. Your Lebanon, they've either one loss or undefeated. Yeah. So there's some good teams. Interesting, the returning champs, Pembroke, kind of fizzled.
That's surprising.
So, yeah.
So, if we say that they need to get to 8 wins, that means that they're going to have to go 4-4 the rest of the way.
I think it's doable.
I think it's doable.
Yeah, they've got Plymouth coming up again.
Yep.
They've got Oyster River, and Oyster River's they're at home so their Kingswood's at home against Oyster River. Oyster River's 4-4. So Kingswood should pick up the win, their next game.
Should.
And then they're going to beat Plymouth.
Yes, they will beat Plymouth.
We could go out. The two of us could go out and beat Plymouth. So we're pretty good.
I know that.
Yeah,
that's true.
But I think this is doable. This is the season that Coach Place was talking about preseason.
Yep.
Season that they wanted, and really the season that he expects, the coaches expect, and the players expect. So I'm excited for Kingswood basketball playoffs.
They are a playoff team.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are a playoff team, and they just have to get there. And they're going to have to. They have to finish their regular season now. Mm-hmm. The games that they're supposed to win, they need to actually win those games. They can't afford to be upset.
Right.
And so, good luck to them. Girls basketball, the ladies picked up their first win.
Yes, they did.
First win, so well done. They beat Timberlane 37-35.
Yeah, and I was not at the game, but I heard great things. Just back and forth, great battle, evenly matched, and the Knights came out on top.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You hate to see those, and I know I think you experienced it with soccer this year, a winless season.
Yes.
And so, good for the girls that they, it's always important to get that first one.
Get that monkey off your back, right?
Makes them all feel better about the season.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get some girls in here, especially to talk about that win. Maybe some of the captains can join us.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to get some players in here. Maybe that's the play. They're not home for a while. They're not home until next Friday.
Okay.
Against Sauhegan. Boys basketball home against Oyster River. That's this Friday.
Yeah.
And then girls hockey. We talked about them playing home against Bedford.
So this Friday, we had already talked about this, but come to the boys basketball game and eat. If you don't want to play bingo, eat your dinner at the vendor bingo for girls hockey. Same time.
Did you guys do a vendor bingo?
They did it a couple weeks ago, and they lined it up with the boys basketball, and it was a really nice crowd and a great fundraiser.
Good. That's awesome.
I'm disappointed a little bit in myself because I had sent you a text or an email or whatever saying that I was going to have a swimming update.
Yes.
I am this close to a swimming update. Coach Rossi, love him to death, and I emailed. And he said, "What do you need?" And I wrote this really nice. I might have CC'd you of things
you didn't, but that's okay.
Okay. Of things that I would love, and I'm sure he's still crafting the email.
Does he know we tape once a week?
Yeah. So I'm sure we're gonna get that, and I just want to talk about it because I talked to one of the parents of the swimmers. It's not a very big team. And I'd love to give these kids credit.
I'm going to throw a name out there right now, Sarah Belfort.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
If you look at the record holders for the swimming, she's up and down that whole list.
Yeah.
And so I had, Sarah in school did.
And it was Sarah's mom, Melissa, that I had talked to, and she had talked to Coach Rossi. So.
Great kid. I know there's other good kids on that team too.
Oh, of course.
And but Sarah is tearing it up in the swimming, and it's kudos to the swimmers because we don't have a pool over here.
Right.
They have to travel to Guilford.
Yeah.
And that can get a little old in the winter.
Absolutely.
So
bumpy road, and I hear you.
Kudos.
So
to
I
them.
want to do that. I'd love to get another skiing update. I want Alpine and Nordic, and I know that Coach Arsenault will get us the stuff for Nordic. I want to get the Ski Meister, and I'm just excited. I want to.
Are we giving her the Ski Meister already?
Well, she is the Ski Meister.
Is
you don't
she-
strip that.
Can you
you are the Ski Meister?
What if you're the Ski Meister again?
Then isn't
The great Ski Meister.
the greatest of all Ski Meisters? But it'd be great to get her back here.
Okay.
Her being Allison Bean. Sorry. We're just using
we all know.
pronouns here. Yeah, like everybody knows. Allison Bean, the Ski Meister.
All right. You mentioned earlier that we did not go to our usual day. We had to wait a day.
We did.
And
yeah.
It was a good day to miss because big news happened last night.
Yeah.
Mookie Betts is no longer a Red Sox.
Yeah.
And
that's
David Price is no longer
David
Red Sox.
Price, see you later. Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I guess there's a couple reactions. I'm relieved that David Price is gone. I liked Mookie Betts, but at the same time, as far as a Red Sox fan, we only had him really for one more year, and then he was gone. Mm-hmm. I wasn't happy with what we got in return, but I also didn't have high expectations for what we were going to get. I mean, I would have had higher expectations if we had dealt him last season.
Yep.
And I feel like the decision that was made and it worked out, and I had no idea. Like, we had talked about this, but I didn't think that the Dodgers were going to take David Price.
Well, they did take him, and I think that impacted what we got back.
Yeah.
We're also paying. The Red Sox are also paying half the salary.
Yeah.
I have a lot of feelings on this, so
Yeah.
I'm going to ramble
Yeah,
here
go ahead.
for a second. First of all, given the way that the Red Sox are right now,
Yep.
I am happy that this was dealt with.
Yeah.
I am really happy that Price is gone. I thought he was just a negative thing for that
Toxic.
team.
Yeah.
And I know that he won a World Series for them. And you say that, well, a World Series, it's worth it, because that's joy. I don't know. So, do you know that they paid David Price $43 million a year, average annual, for 4 years?
Oof.
So, now my feeling is that if they would have taken that $43 million
Yeah.
and put it in, I mean, that gives them a lot of different options.
Yeah.
And that they could have picked up a couple pitchers and won the World Series
Yeah.
without David Price. So that's one piece. I'm upset that the Red Sox were in a position where they had to deal Mookie.
Right.
That it wasn't an option for them to save it. And I blame that on Dave Dombrowski.
Yeah.
What a god-awful GM he was.
Yeah.
He gutted their farm system. He overpaid, how many $30 million players do we
Right.
have? Price was the first one that he signed.
Yeah.
It's not...
I mean, you got Price, you got Sale. How much?
Evaldi.
Evaldi, yeah. Exactly.
Martinez, and Martinez, $25 million for his production is pretty good.
Yeah.
But are you a good GM if you can just write checks? No, of course not.
Yeah.
And that's all Dave Dombrowski did.
Yeah.
He was good at writing checks
Yeah.
of somebody else's money.
Right.
And what he did over the last 4 years was write checks of John Henry's money, and then, yes, they won.
Yeah.
But, and we talked about this last year.
That's who he is, though. He writes the checks. He guarantees a World Series, gets a World Series, and then the team implodes.
Because there's no, and he did it in Detroit, he did it in Florida. He has this track record of doing this, and I don't know why he gets credit for being a good GM or president or whatever he was, because all he's doing is he's overpaying players. Doesn't seem to be any negotiation going on.
No.
You want $30 million? Sir, here's 30.
Yeah.
You want 25? Here's 25. And so that's how he built. And so the Red Sox are in a position now. They don't have any young talent coming up that's in the minor league system, because you keep your payroll down by offsetting those $25 million guys with a $600,000 guy that's in your, that you brought up in the minors.
Yeah.
They don't have any of those guys because Dombrowski either traded him away or, for whatever reason, and he really crippled the organization.
Yep.
And they did not have a choice. They had to get rid of Mookie. Getting rid of Price makes the Mookie thing a little, easier to handle.
Right. That's what I got.
Because,
I was saying.
I was just listening to, they were doing a montage of all his moments, and I couldn't stand that guy.
David Price.
Yeah. Oh my God, I couldn't stand that guy. But yet, there is no montage of Mookie.
No.
I mean, he's a good guy, kept his mouth shut for the time that he was here. But Price, oh my God, Fortnite, fingers, numb, dog, I mean, everything.
Right.
I hold the cards, you can just keep going on and on. He was so unlikable. I think it's good that even if they paid him half their salary, I think it's good. But David Price cost the Red Sox $43 million a year over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Getting to Mookie. Mookie did, the report came out that he asked for 12 years, 420.
420, yeah.
The Red Sox countered at 10 and 300.
Yeah.
So you're looking at about a $5 million a year difference. That 12,420 puts him just under the average annual of Mike Trout.
Yeah, well.
He's not as good as Mike Trout.
I was going to say, he's not. You can't put him in the same conversation as Mike Trout.
Well, Mike Trout's WAR over the last 4 years is 26.
I know, I did see that. Yeah.
Mookie Betts is 25.1.
Right.
The next guy is Christian Yelich, who's at 19.
Yeah.
There's a big drop off for the next guy. So, yeah, I think that Mookie is on the level of Mike Trout. What he's not on the level, he's not a physical build as Mike Trout, where he's going to last. Mookie Betts is 5'9", 175 pounds.
Yeah. He looks like a regular guy.
That's tiny.
Yeah.
And so in 12 years, is he going to be there? Now, if you're paying a guy an average of $35 million a year, a $35 million a year guy needs to hit 40 home runs, 120 average.
Yeah.
So that means that Mookie Betts is going to need to hit 500 home runs over the course of that contract. Do you foresee Mookie Betts hitting 500 home runs over the course of that contract?
No, especially not in L.A.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that it's worth it. Going a little bit deeper, I was just curious. I pulled up all the salaries for the top players in the world. You got Mike Trout at number 1. Mike Trout has not been to the playoffs, and maybe he went to the playoffs one time in the last 8 years or something like that. He's number 1. Then number 2 is Garrett Cole, Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg.
Yeah, so pitchers.
Pitchers.
Yeah.
All of those guys have won championships. It leads me to believe that paying top dollar to position players, and this is a kind of a different take for me, because I always thought you want to pay the guy that's being out there every day.
Yeah.
The pitch rather than the pitcher who's out
Pitchers
there
every 5 days. Yeah.
But if you look at the top money is going to the pitchers who are winning them World Series.
Yeah.
The top money for the position player, which is Mike Trout, is not even getting into the playoffs.
Right.
I don't know what that's going to mean for Mookie Betts. We'll see what happens. But either way, the Red Sox shaved about $50 million of payroll.
Yep, so they got under the tax.
They got under the tax. They're resetting. This gives them some options now. Maybe they can extend Devers. They already extended Bogarts.
Yeah, you got Xander Bogaerts.
Maybe you extend Benintendi.
Yeah.
Maybe you extend Eduardo Rodriguez. You change your core a little bit. I'm sad to see Mookie go, because I think Mookie over the next 4 or 5 years is probably going to still be pretty good.
Yeah.
12 years though, that's an awful long time.
Yeah, too long. And I think and you just mentioned the Red Sox obviously aren't in great shape, but they still have talent, and there's still going to be talent going out there this spring.
You know what they don't have?
They don't have a manager.
They don't have a manager.
They don't have a manager.
And they plan on. They're talking about starting spring training without a manager. Why don't they have a manager, Coach? Who are they waiting for?
Well, we keep going back to the same people.
They're
going to go with Alex Cora when he serves his suspension for a year. We're going to go with the Mike Danais theory, because that's what you brought up. So they're going to try to get through this season, piecemeal it together, name someone, and then after Alex Cora serves his suspension, he returns to the club.
I think that's a possibility. I also think there's a possibility that they're waiting on Dustin Pedroia.
Yeah, we had talked about him last week. But Pedroia, he still has 2 years on his contract. Yeah. So they need to figure that out. That's the other thing that kind of irks me. Pedroia is obviously never going to play baseball again, at least at the major league level. And he's costing the team a lot of money. And I get it. I mean, he's earned it. But they need to kind of figure that out. And if they're going to turn him into a coach / manager or whatever, they need to kind of figure this out.
I don't know, but those long-term contracts are they can really, really cripple an organization. I mean, we saw it with the Yankees with Sabathia.
Yeah.
Sabathia was a shell of himself.
Oh my gosh,
Or there was another position player Jacoby Ellsbury.
Right.
A shell of himself the last 3 or 4 years of that contract. And so you're signing these guys to $25, $30 million a year over 10 years, but they don't play the last 3 or 4 years.
Right.
And so that $25 million is now turning into $50 million a year, and you can do so much more with that $50 million a year rather than paying these guys. We'll see. I mean, it's a sad day in Red Sox Nation because Betts was, by all accounts, a good guy.
Yeah.
And he rooted for him. He was, kept his mouth shut. He was, and he certainly helped them. But I blame this on the organization
and Dombrowski.
Yeah. And they had to reset it. They had to have a reset button, just like Iowa needed a reset button the other night.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, is there an app for this?
I saw a tweet. It says, "Can you turn Iowa off and on again just to reset them?" Anyway, sorry, that was getting a little political. We are going to start a political show soon.
It'll be fun.
All right. You know what we didn't do last week?
I already know what we didn't do. We didn't do our Super Bowl predictions, but I'm actually going to grant you the victory because I
picked Kansas City.
I would have selected San Francisco, so we don't even need to make it. So congratulations on your win.
I can't believe that we went through the whole season of picking football games, and the biggest game of the year
we didn't pick.
We didn't pick.
Yeah. So did you watch the Super Bowl? I mean, it's a silly question, but did you watch it?
I did, and it was a good game. I think that San Francisco, a question I put down here, did Kansas City win it or San Francisco lose?
Yeah.
And I think San Francisco lost the game.
I think they lost it. Yeah.
I think they lost it at the end of the first half. I think there was poor clock management.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And Jimmy Garoppolo failed the final exam.
He did.
If you look at the Super Bowl as that final exam and the fourth quarter as that final exam, Jimmy Garoppolo failed the final exam.
Yeah.
He didn't get the last question right. And it is sad to see, but that brings up another thing that now you hear some talk about Tom Brady, maybe San Francisco's hometown, and that San Francisco's not happy with Jimmy because they don't think Jimmy can get him over the top. Does San Francisco win the game with Tom Brady at quarterback?
Of course.
Of course they do.
Of course they do.
It's not even close. It's a blowout because San Francisco is a great team.
Yeah. I mean, I know in all the naysayers, San Francisco is a better team than the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs, the Chiefs didn't beat them. You said San Francisco lost the game.
They did.
Which is frustrating.
Tough calls with the referees.
Yeah.
I thought that
with Kittle, the Kittle that were
Kittle, and I thought that it should have been a personal foul on when Jimmy G out of bounds.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that gets called.
So you mentioned Tom Brady, but aren't we more comfortable though over the past week with Tom Brady?
Yes.
I mean, we're a lot more comfortable.
Okay, I got Brady watch here. Yeah. Real quickly, does Kansas City repeat?
Oh gosh, no.
All right.
Yeah, they're not a dynasty.
Will San Francisco be back?
I don't know if San Francisco will be back in the Super Bowl. They'll probably go deep in the playoffs. I think they'll be in the NFC Championship game.
I think both teams are going to not even make the playoffs next year because I don't think that they have the makeup to handle success and prosperity.
Okay.
I think you need that the Belichickian guy at the top to handle that. And I don't think that they can. We saw what happened in Los Angeles. They didn't even make the playoffs. They were the best offense ever last year. So it's hard to go back. And I think what the Patriots have done over the last 20 years is what is so impressive.
Yeah. Did you find it? How did you feel, by the way, with the Super Bowl itself? Not having the Patriots there, it was a different feel.
I enjoyed the break.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, there's no pressure. There's no anxiety.
I enjoyed it. I was like, I'm gonna watch it.
I watched commercials. It was. Yeah, I felt the same way.
My oldest had a game at UNH. Actually, ended up being a Hooksett, and they had moved the game to 4:00, and so I was gonna miss the first half of the funeral. I didn't care.
The funeral.
The funeral. The Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. Yeah. I didn't care. I didn't care. I was okay with it.
Yeah, it is what it is. Well, you can watch it on your phone if you wanted to.
I wanted to, but I didn't bother. I got home,
watching your kid,
checked up the score, and that was it. Where if the Patriots would have been, I was like, I can't believe they're scheduling it. So I'm okay with that. We ran way over on time. Real quickly, Brady, you mentioned it.
Yeah.
Are you feeling better about it?
I feel a lot better. I think they're gonna offer him a 2-year.
2-year at $30 a year.
Yeah, but here's the deal. I like they always say they got to get him weapons. 2 years. So who are these weapons? Bring Amendola back?
Yes.
Okay. You got Edelman?
Yes.
Does Gronk? I know we say, does Gronk come back?
Maybe.
Okay.
But I don't think they're depending on that. I think they're going to go after Austin Hooper, or Hunter Henry.
Okay.
I think Amari Cooper is a legitimate possibility.
That'd be great.
I think A.J. Green is a legitimate possibility that's going to come. I think they're going to go after solid wide receivers, citizens.
Yeah.
Not the Antonio Browns, not the Josh Gordons.
Oh, I know.
I think they're going to go after trustworthy receivers.
Established receivers.
And that are trustworthy.
Yes.
And so now you got Sanu coming back. Yeah. You got Edelman. I think Amendola is going to come back.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go after, like I said, Austin Hooper. I think they're going to draft a tight end also that's going to be mixed in with them. They're going to pick up some offensive linemen.
And you give Brady this contract that he wants, and he's earned. And then I think Brady. I think you've said this before. I think he goes out to Montana and they do their thing, and he's that guy again.
I think so.
And the Patriots are right back at it.
All right, we'll see. Celtics. We said last week that they were going to have a really tough time getting through the week. Yeah. They haven't lost.
They breezed right through.
Miami, Philadelphia, Golden State.
I mean, they've been playing well, and they're injured.
And they're injured.
So good for them.
Awesome. Then Bruins also playing well.
Absolutely.
They're winning, so things are good there.
Yeah.
And our discussion for the night was going to be, should athletes be role models? And we are running out of time, so we're going to have to push that one. But that's a good one.
That's a great one.
And you think about, again, the Antonio Browns of the world and, these guys.
Yeah.
And should anybody in that public eye be a role model?
Yeah, I think if you're in the public eye,
your boy looks up to some of these guys.
Oh, of course.
My boy does.
So I think if you're in the public eye, you are a role model. So you have to make your choices wisely.
Does that make you a role model?
I don't know if we're necessarily in a big enough public eye. So I mean, we're role models to our students.
Timothy back there is nodding his head that we are in the public eye. So,
okay.
Yes, we have to be role models to our students.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we do have to carry that. An athlete, I think that they have to be role models. They should be.
I agree.
They should be. They need to understand that if you have 1 million followers, that half of them are probably kids that are under 18 years of old, and they're looking at what you're doing.
Right.
And if you're, sitting there snorting lines on the side or, beating up women, then they're going to accept that as that is okay.
Yeah.
And so you have to be, that.
You
so
do.
it's
I mean, that's part of the reason why I couldn't root for the Chiefs. I Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
The whole time, I just couldn't handle that. I do want to mention a couple things. Downtown Grill and Cafe, our sponsor.
God, I forgot all about that.
Skelly's Market, our sponsor.
Wait, Morrissey's Porch and Pub.
Yes, it's Morrissey's Porch
and Pub now.
Pub. So thanks to our sponsors. Of course, a shout out again to Jonathan Bean for helping back there, and our producer Timothy Goodwin, and all the great people here at Wolfeboro Community TV for letting us do what we love to do.
What we do in the public eye.
In the public eye. Being role models, at least for each other.
That's right.
Okay.
We'll see you next week.
Go Knights.
Go Knights.